The bigger theme of last night to me was Hillary Clinton's rather brash and unashamed pandering to the black vote. Now, I know this is what politicians do. Politicians pander. But this is what I call the augmented Southern strategy. This is what Hillary Clinton did last night. And I peeped this last week in her interview with Rachel Maddow. With Rachel Maddow, she began this narrative about how Bernie Sanders doesn't support Barack Obama. And one, that's disingenuous, right? Because if anything, Bernie Sanders was trying to make Obama be the progressive that Obama wanted to be. Let's start there. All of the criticisms of President Obama, the floating of the idea to primary President Obama, Bernie Sanders explicitly made clear that it was for the purposes of making President Obama more progressive, which President Obama himself has lamented at this point his inability to accomplish some of his progressive goals. But Hillary Clinton did not present it that way. Hillary Clinton simply stated on Rachel Maddow last week and again last night in the debates that Bernie Sanders, watch out, black people, Bernie Sanders doesn't like Barack Obama. Bernie Sanders tried to primary Barack Obama. Bernie Sanders wants to rip up the great accomplishment of Obamacare because Bernie Sanders doesn't really like President Obama. So you should vote for me, Hillary Clinton, because Bernie Sanders, you know, that old white guy really has said some things about President Obama that I don't think you black folks would really like. I wasn't the only one who caught this. There's a couple of scholars out there, a couple of voices, other leading voices that really caught this. But it stood out to me because she did it all night long while simultaneously wrapping herself in an Obama flag, right? Not even an American flag. She wrapped herself in the flag of Obama. It was Obama this, Obama that, and Obama so great, and Obama so, and which is cool, right? You can love President Obama, but Hillary Clinton has not promoted President Obama like this in any other primary stop, in any other debate. Now, you tell me, what's the difference between New Hampshire, Iowa, Las Vegas, and South Carolina? The difference is the overwhelming number of black voters who are in South Carolina. And Hillary Clinton is pandering to that vote, trying to separate but trying to block any potential for Bernie Sanders to have gains. And so she does it relentlessly. And you would think that she did not say the things that she said about President Obama by the way she was riding his coattails. You would think that she was not the person whose campaign started the entire birther conspiracy. You would think that she did not attack President Obama so vehemently throughout the campaign in 2008. Right. And I know that was and that was 8 years ago. But the way she just, fawned over and what's the word? Swooned over President Obama was almost as much as she swooned over herself. That was the other thing I noticed. Like she is completely incapable. And I'm not, okay, so most politicians are egotistical. Let me take that one I'll take that argument off the table. But I'm saying this. She clearly was pandering to the black vote in a very condescending way, because what she does not realize is that the same criticisms that Bernie Sanders has presently of Barack Obama are the same criticisms that most black people who are politically astute and engaged have of President Obama, particularly those of the progressive persuasion, right? Cornel West has the same exact criticism of Barack Obama as Bernie Sanders. But Hillary Clinton will never say Cornel West because people will listen. Black people will listen to Cornel West. Glenn Ford, Bruce Dixon of the Black Agenda Report, they have the same criticism of President Obama. Boyce Watkins of Your Black World has the same criticism of Barack Obama. Mark Lamont Hill, whenever he does give criticism, it's the same criticism of Barack Obama, right? I, on my show, have had the same exact criticism of Barack Obama that Bernie Sanders has of Barack Obama. And so to put Bernie Sanders out there and to say, oh, look, he doesn't really, he doesn't support President Obama is really cold to the black voters that you shouldn't trust this old white man because he isn't supporting your black president. And to me, that's one of the most disingenuous forms of dismissiveness, and it's rather condescending because she does not believe there's any risk in playing this game because she doesn't think that we actually are thinking on this level, right? She doesn't think that we are going to pick up on it, number one. And number two, she doesn't think that we are critical enough of what's going on economically to realize that her baggage is the same as President Obama's baggage. And three, she doesn't think that we're capable of simultaneously loving President Obama as well as critiquing President Obama. So to me, that entire thing was just this thinly veiled attempt at playing a reverse race card or playing to the fears of black, because, Tavis Smiley got in trouble for talking about President Obama with the black community. So she surely thinks that Bernie Sanders is going to get in trouble for criticizing Barack Obama. That's what she's counting on. That's what she's betting on. And you could test my theory. You could think I'm full of hot air, but you test my theory. See if she does this at any predominantly white stop. She did not do it in New Hampshire. She did not do it in Iowa. She hasn't done it in Las Vegas. The first time she's done this strategy has been in South Carolina, was in South Carolina. So it's disingenuous. It's wide. It's clear as day. And it just speaks to her ability. No, let me start over. It speaks to her willingness to do whatever is politically expedient, no matter what that is. Because if she was genuine about the conversation, then we would actually have a conversation over why there is so much criticism from the black intellectual class, from the black left, from the just black progressives. Why is there so much criticism of President Obama from the left versus saying, look at this white guy, this old white guy who's on the left, who's criticizing President Obama. See, look, he doesn't support your black president. And that kind of crap really pisses me off because it reminds me exactly of the Republicans' argument that suggests that the only reason we voted for President Obama was because he was black. No, we voted for President Obama because we would rather the opportunity for a progressive agenda, even if the realization is a moderate agenda, over a Republican agenda any day of the year. And so Hillary Clinton has hit us with this augmented Southern strategy, really playing some dog whistle fears in the black electorate in South Carolina. And I'm hoping, sure as hell, I'm hoping it backfires on her. All right, moving on.